Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you and Senator Hutchison for holding this a very important hearing, and also thank our panelists for being here today, and would echo what's been said about Congressman Hamilton and Governor Keene and your good work, and we appreciate the many contributions that you have made in looking carefully at this in great detail and making recommendations about how to do a better job. I do have to say that I think the initial reaction to this, that the system worked, could not have been more wrong. And it seems to me at least that there were significant breakdowns and failures in this system, and those need to be corrected, or this is going to happen again. And I guess I think the people on Flight 253 and the crew can be very thankful that the explosive failed to detonate, but that doesn't for a minute suggest that there aren't going to be other efforts made by those who would want to kill Americans to somehow get into our system and have access to Americans and airplanes and other forms of transportation that they can do to try and kill and disrupt and damage America and our interests. So we need to get this fixed, and I think one of the things that I appreciate both Congressman Hamilton and Governor Keene have had to say is that we do have to, I think, recognize that one of the greatest threats that we face in this country when it comes to air travel is public complacency, particularly following the stepped-up security protocols following 9/11. And I appreciate that you recognize that in your testimony. I think we all have to figure out where the intelligence and other human errors occurred that failed to stop Mr. Abdul-Muttalib from entering the United States. And it's pretty clear that there was a failure when it comes to sharing intelligence, a failure when it comes to analyzing intelligence. And I would share the observation of the senator from South Carolina that the focus of this effort really needs to be on terrorists. And I'm interested in hearing Secretary Napolitano from you and from Mr. Leiter about what's being done to adjust the process by which names are added to the no-fly and selectee lists, and explaining what, if any, technological barriers exist when it comes to subjecting airline flights to the larger subset of the TIDE database, the 550,000 names, because clearly there's got to be a better job when it comes to screening and identifying people who are already on these lists and making sure that they're not getting this kind of access. And the other issue I'd be interested in hearing about is how often, how many times there have been suspended flights into the United States due to insufficient security standards that are employed by foreign countries. And I know we have TSA people that are looking at those, that are auditing those, but it seems to me at least that that was also something where there were serious breakdowns in the process this time around. So I appreciate the hearing, Mr. Chairman. I'm anxious to hear from our witnesses. This is a critically important issue, and we need to do everything we can to double down our efforts to make sure that these types of incidents don't happen again in the future. Thank you.
Now, immediately after the attack, DHS responded quickly. Let me pause here a moment, Senator Thune. I think you have quoted my words back to me exactly. The situation worked. An unfortunate phrase that was inaccurate and for which I apologize. But I'd like for your understanding and context, because while it was a failure that he was allowed to get on this plane, it was a failure that we did not know that he had these intentions.